All right, we're going to be reviewing E-14493. And I don't know which one first. You gotta tell us. And E-14492.
Yeah, sound effects.
All right, Richard, what are we starting with?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We start with
Hello, and thank you for being here.
14492.
Thank you, Brad.
I purchased these trucks some time ago, sight unseen, so now I'm going to see them.
Excellent.
And we'll go over them to see how they're equipped and if we're missing anything on our spec sheets here that we need to know.
Beautiful.
And we'll learn something along the way. Shall we?
Let's.
So, Kenworth T800. Set back front axle. Why do we need a set back front axle, Joe?
That's a good question, Richard. Why do we need to?
Maneuverability, I've heard.
I know.
Oh, there's a good reason.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's the only one I know.
That's the only one I know either.
It does transfer more of the weight to the front axle, I think, if you have it back further.
Yes.
That could be true as well.
Those two
Maneuverability is a
reasons.
good one.
Maneuverability and weight distribution.
Fuel tank, aluminum with aluminum steps. The aluminum frame, you can see that because it's like 3/4 of an inch thick. Not terribly important, just pointing it out. This is a pretty old tank, you can tell because of the old style mounts here with steel riveted bracket there. That's pretty old stuff. This tank is a 1975 Fruhoff, so it's pretty old. It's a 95 truck model.
Why would we buy something like this?
Because we know this gentleman, he takes care of his equipment. It's a good farm fuel truck, say. Fleet fueler, stays in the yard maybe.
Yes,
It's got a lot of miles, of course. A lot of miles, but not beat up. I think it's taken care of, but just high mile and used a lot. So 3 compartment, got 3 loading heads right there, bottom loading heads right there, manifolded, which means these are all plumbed together underneath here and valved so that you can have one outlet with a large gravity outlet if you want to do it that way. And it's also set up with 2 pump systems.
What would you do out of that gravity outlet?
So you could just unload this truck at a gas station if you want to just dump it.
Oh.
All 3 compartments or 1 compartment or what you want to do.
Discharge.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know if it's set up to pump that way or not. I think just gravity is all you would do from here.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's like a meter. Way to bypass the meter.
Is this your bypass right here, Richard?
That is where we start asking these questions and looking at all this plumbing. It's kind of complo. This is coming from a pump because it also goes to the meter. So this is probably
bulk discharge for.
This is a pumped off bulk discharge here, Steve.
Okay.
And then the other side goes to the meter. Now after the meter, you couldn't have that, or you'd have to have a 2-way valve, which I just was looking at on another truck. If this was after the meter, that's not really legal because you could be metering it out of one or pumping it out of the other and be metering it. So that's not cool. Anyway, so you have right here electric rewind, hose reel, little button on each one. So it's set up with a dual system, so you can commonly that's done, I think, so you can have red diesel out of one, gas out of the other.
However, one gas out of another.
Yeah, or diesel.
Some retain, as I am told.
You see, they've all been used for diesel last, it appears. So, just a basic, like you'll find this in California, a side-mounted system like this, where or on the rear, or one on each side sometimes. Where in other states, like out in Northwest or places with more weather than we have, generally they'll be all covered up because this stuff we just get crammed with snow and ice and mud from the tires. So in this case, just out here in open in California. Over here you have large numeral Vita root printers, readouts, no printer. Usually printer be sitting around top, or you'll see an electronic head and have the printer in the cab. This has we call these a hot shift PTO. Again, 2 pumps, 2 PTOs. So you have so you can do this without having to put the clutch in on the truck. Start it from outside. I mean, truck's running. Start the pump from outside, and then you have your 3 compartments set up here. So you have air. You have air internals here. Little vapor. There you go. Air internals here, 1 for each compartment. Front, middle, rear. Any questions?
Any questions?
4,500 gallon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Has there been work done on this
I don't
tank,
know.
Richard?
I was going to talk about that actually. You can see on this
And
tank.
is it in test?
This tank, it was in test at one time.
Do we have
till April?
tank charts and birth certificate so it could go back into test?
I'll have to look in the file and see, Brad. Thank you. Thank you.
4,600 gallon.
Oh yeah, I need to see this.
Somebody will ask that.
So that's something we need on our spec sheet here is we don't have the compartments. So if you look at this data tag here, it shows capacity by compartment, US gallons. 2250. So the first number will always be the front compartment, middle, and rear. So there's 3 compartments, total 4,600 gallons. So I'm going to correct that on our spec sheet here. And so we go 2250 front, 1050 center, and 1300 rear. And then I want to know, next thing I want to know is if this is a double bulkhead or not. So maybe somebody could tell us how to tell if it's a double bulkhead tank or not.
We can look here to see if there's drains from between the compartments. It does not appear that there is, or we can go up top and see if there is.
I do not see any. So
You can usually tell on the tank, correct?
the
And
most definite way
there's
I know, you can sometimes see a seam that's across.
Yeah.
Well, either they'll be like 2 inches apart, or they can be like this far apart if they're dished
Right.
outside.
Richard.
If it's a high-oil tank, you'll have a big
In
wide
fact,
one.
here's an example right behind us on a different truck. Here's a double bulkhead right here.
Mm-hmm.
Here or here.
So this is not?
So you see another double bulkhead up there. The most definitive way I know is to see if there's a welded pipe fitting in between the compartments, and it'll just be an open pipe fitting at the top and bottom. So there's open space.
So you have to look on the top.
Top or bottom of the tank, yeah. Top's easier.
Underneath is easiest because you don't have to climb up there.
Yeah.
Looks like they've reconfigured the dome lids up here at one time, Richard.
That's very possible. So we also see a big goober weld here, which this is 1975, so we don't care, and we don't even tell a customer, generally speaking, because it's old enough that nobody cares. But yeah, it appears to have been sectioned here at some point. Either the front looks like the front, or else this part rear. It also has a welded spot right here, a patch here. It kind of looks like it was tipped over and a patch weld, but I think it's too big for that. But anyway, it's got some welds, which if it was 2005, you'd care a lot more about it. But 1975, it is what it is. We're using it that way. It's been in test that way. It's been that way a long time. It's fine.
Little toolbox here.
Toolbox or fitting box. I'm just going to look at the suspension here. It's a AG something air ride Kenworth suspension.
Got Toyo tires.
Back here is a pump line. I don't know, and you also notice they have the Scully socket back here. Also had up there on the side. That's because that's required, because in California you have to have 2 sockets, because the rack in California thinks you have a trailer always. So if you just have a bobtail with no trailer, you have to have 2 sockets. So the pump line back here would be again so you can pump off the, just pump off it bulk and not have
Or
to
you
use.
can pump off from your pup.
Well, yeah, possibly, depending how it's plumbed. That could be what it's for. And not go through a meter. Aluminum rear ladder, channel hitch, trailer air, 7-way plug. Here you can see clearly the big aluminum. If it's ever that thick, it's always aluminum frame, a thick frame. The steel frame will be more like
Thick aluminum is
more like
for
that.
lightness, correct?
thick aluminum for lightness. Other things you'll find in California for light are the aluminum frame is one, a single drive with a tag rear you'll find sometimes, single aluminum wheels sometimes, some things people do to lighten up. A couple big hose tubes, one each side. It's kind of large looking actually. Large hose tube. Full aluminum fenders over the drive tires. Bunch of wheels, worn out tires, lots of air tanks. You get a good look here at some pretty old style stuff, old style mount, I've never even seen that shape of a valve before. They're actually or the way that's set up like that. I've never seen that before.
Your internals?
Yeah, just the way it turns on its side with a cast
90
piece there. That's
degree.
pretty Fruhoff looking. So let's see what else here. Not a ton more. I mean, we missed some stuff over there by the meters. I don't know what kind of meter, what model they are, what size of pumps. I think all of the plumbing looks like 1.5 inches. So I'm probably gonna say everything's 1.5 inches. pumps, inch and a half.
It's a 2-inch pump.
Plumb to the meter, whatever.
2-inch pump.
2-inch pump.
So that stuff will probably need there a little more to look at. Anything else? I'm not really looking at all the details of the chassis so much, but
10 speed?
10 speed, Super 10 actually.
Super 10. So it has the high-low for which end of
So
the...
Super 10, the difference between a 10 and a Super 10 is, as I know it, is 10 speed you do a normal H pattern shift and then you click up and you go through the pattern again. Where Super 10 you click in the same spot, click down, go to the next spot, click it again, so you have 2 gears in one spot before you move it again. Kind of fun to drive. Anyway, let's see what we have here. Okay, Cummins M11370, as far as I know.
Oh, so there is no high-low. It's all just done through the thumb button.
Gorgeous.
Cummins M11370. That's what it says. 370E. 195. Horsepower 370. Not much else to see here. Got air conditioning, got the belt on. That's good to see, especially in the weather we have today.
Smaller engine for lightness, right, Richard?
Yeah, that's average. I mean, it's a 370. It's for 1995. It's probably all you would have had in there. A little leaky over here. Not bad though. Room under the hood. That's nice. We're working on.
The what?
Lots of room under the hood. Get to it. What else here?
So this,
Here, on the side.
Here's one. Well, as you say, one thing we have on any truck, you can see the seal where this has been certified. Any truck or anything is metering for sale, you have to have an air eliminator, and that's designed to not allow you to pump air and sell air, so that it's spitting that out, or it's getting the air out of the system before, so the meter's not spinning and counting air when it's trying to sell you a product. So that's what this whole unit back here is, air eliminator, and then off the top of that there usually always be a line coming out. It goes to a spit tank. I think Marco showed us this last time or somewhere, but that way when you do eliminate the air, a little bit of product comes out too, and it's just called a spit tank or a collection tank for that product. And you just have to drain it once a day or a week or whatever. That's where that goes.
anything else for this one?
Here we got the meters. Model M-7-1. Everything's inch and a half out here. M71 here. It's the same. Just two systems, all the same. Identical side by side. Little stuff. No.
And this was what E number again?
This is 14492.
Perfect.
So that's my story. Anyway, it's just a good. You got vapor line here. It's your vapor. These are this valve here is so that when you're hooked up at the rack and you can't drive away because your brakes are locked. That one's stuck. Same with your loading heads. Have this brake. It's called brake interlock right here. And probably hasn't been used in a little while. I don't know if how they're loading it. Since it's manifolded, in theory you could load it all from one hit.
Excellent.
Anyway,
Great.
that's all I can think of at the moment.
On to the next one?
Yeah.
All right.
So right behind us is E-14493. Came from the same company. Testing Petroleum out in Madera, California. Right here.
Oh, sorry.
They said they use this a lot for oil, so I don't think they tested probably in a while. In California, you don't have to have a tank test for oil or diesel. You can just run if it doesn't leak. So 4 compartments, 4 heads, 4 loading heads, and on this one you have, this is called a swing hose system. 2 pumps again, and 2 swing hoses. So one goes to each pump. This goes to left-hand pump. This goes right-hand pump. And again, you could keep one pump for one type of products and one for another. You can see that they're cable internal valves. So where that one was air with the little flipper switches, this is cable internal with a lever. You see the little cables right there. Preferable for cold conditions where the air ones could stick or freeze or whatever cables. Or it's also, this is a side note, it's good for storage situations where you have a storage trailer sitting somewhere you want cables so you can just not have to have air to unload. So bottom line head, this is what you hook up to at the rack to, we should look at one of these here.
So those are combo heads.
This is not a combo head, this is just a bottom loading head. It's really used as an oil truck, and it's not really a combo because this is just the loading head itself, and you'll unload out of here. So it's just a bottom loading head. So this is a poppet which I won't push in. When you hook up to the loading head, it hooks on, grabs on here, and when you turn it on, it shoves this plunger in and is able to push, or it actually can push product in past this plunger here. So there's a seal inside of there. So that's that. So 4 of those, one for each compartment, not manifolded, so they're all kept separate. And again, 2 swing hoses, one for each pump. Same deal here. That's what's called a dry brake here. Very similar to that valve there. That plunges in. When this valve is attached, cam locked on, and then you open this valve, it pushes that plunger in so products can come through opposite direction. I can't pick up paper anymore. Here's the vapor line over here, brake interlock. Coming down to the tank. A little bit of a slab sides is called. You don't see those, a lot of those, it's called slab sides, a kind of flat sided tank where that's just an oval. I just really looked at. Smaller hose tube here. Full aluminum fender, spring ride, bud wheels, aluminum wheels, scully plug. Nice little truck with lift gate, and oh, there's a hose back here. So I have to study where this hose comes from. But there's a hose reel back here. Could be. I have to look it out, study it out, see where it goes. And a suction line. Usually the suction line is designed to go to one of the pumps and pull out of barrels or totes in the back of the. And this is called a barrel boot back here. And that line is designed to suction from those. Lift gate for obvious reasons, for barrels or whatever.
I'll find out. I'll talk to Jennifer.
Hose reel out here. Oh, so you can. Okay, yeah, you can bring that hose reel or that nozzle out here.
Is it a vapor reel?
I don't know. I'll have to look at it. It's not that big, so I don't think it is. I don't think you would have one in there anyway. Anyway, electric reel line for the hose reel back there. All of our tank specs here. Pause for damage. So we have 97 Beal. Here's your 4 compartments. 1,000, always from front to back. 1,500, 500, and 800. So it's 2,800 total. And there's not a lot else we look at that for. The tank's in pretty great shape. I don't see any welds or damage to it or repairs to it. And you got similar setup here, 2 complete pump systems without all the loading heads stuck in the middle of it. So all the loading is done on the other side. The swing hose is on the other side to select the compartment, but all the metering and hose reels on this side on this truck, which is fairly common. This one's a little more enclosed too. You could actually put doors on this if you wanted to kind of close it up a little bit. So in this case, so this truck has a similar large numeral printer head, and then in this case it has a ticket printer, a little slot here for the ticket printer tickets to go in there, and they'll print them. And then up here, the air eliminators went into there. Each has its own little spit tank in this case, or it's called an overflow tank on there. You see a whole different kind of tank mount here. This is called a sill mount. It's just a flat rail sitting on the truck rail. It's not a bolster mount like a thing sitting across the rails, where this sits all along the truck rail. It's called a sill mount. electric rewind for the hose reel, or manual. You can put out the hand crank and bring it in if you have to.
Fun.
This is a common, look down here, is a common way of doing a nozzle. You can just put, it's a little small cam lock on there, and then you can put the nozzle length, whatever length you want, or a lung stinger, or whatever you need to on that nozzle there to get the product out. You know, so I don't know if maybe they kept them somewhere in a container or something. Up here again, dual hot shift PTO control, so you can be out of it. Just leave the truck running, get out of the truck, and start the pumps and go. Emergency shut off. Should shut off all of your valves, so no product can escape. If you have a problem, you got to run. You just flip that thing and run.
Should that be moved over here somewhere so they know that?
The sticker.
Yeah.
Looks like they had this one. Looks like they had both. It's commonly right. As far as the sticker, I don't know. Probably. Front ladder on these little trucks sometimes. Little front ladder. And probably this is a double bulkhead. Well, it is double bulkhead because you can see it on the side. So you see these double bulkheads here. The bulkhead. I don't know why there's one more in one of them.
Bolster?
It's a good Marco.
Or, sorry.
Good Marco cushion there.
Surge. Where's surge?
Yeah, a baffle.
Baffle, yeah.
You shouldn't need a baffle right there. So I don't know why there's three everywhere.
Hmm.
So you can see each compartment, so it's kind of very visible in this tank. Truck's nothing special, just a truck.
What year?
98. Freightliner FL70. Air horn, bad windshield,
Fan.
complete with dash fan,
Fan and air freshener. That's lovely.
CB radio. It does start without being jump start. I did appreciate that.
Great.
Tiny single upright exhaust on the other side. Chrome front bumper. Just a little. What do we have on this one?
Oh, there you
Little
go.
tiny
You
engine.
can-
I'll get a dirty.
Smaller than a.
So, oh yeah, 8.3 liter. That's what I thought. Yeah. 225 horse, 9-speed. So just your basic little dude. It's got a little air conditioning pump though, the belt on it. A little leaky on the steering there. It does have power steering. All the modern conveniences. So steel frame, you can see the thickness here. Actually, that's a good heavy steel frame. It's pretty thick. It's a good heavy frame little truck. A few little leaks. Anyway, there it is.
Beautiful. And remind us of the E number again?
E-14493.
Excellent.
Anything
Anything
else
else?
you'd like to know?
Please call or email with
Please call.
questions. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Richard.
So that's what I got.